We're back, episode 30.
Touches Everything Podcast, episode 30. We're coming at you live from an undisclosed location. We got Big Spooky Wayne in the house.
What's up? It's been a while. Not really. It's only been a week.
You guys don't even know how long it's been because we post infrequently, but still kind of frequently.
Yeah, it's just like you got to keep the audience on their feet sometimes, you know?
On their toes.
Their toes, yeah.
10 toes down. I like when the term 10 toes down became like a big saying. Meant like you were a real one.
Yeah.
Like you stood on business. Stand on business. That's another one.
Do you think those came out like at the same time, or was it stand on business, then 10 toes?
I think they kind of correlate with each other.
Right.
I think 10 toes down was like an old term that kind of like came mainstream at some point.
Okay, I could see that.
10 toes down.
Yeah.
What about fingers?
I stand 10 fingers tall. I don't know.
10 toes down, one finger up.
That's a good one.
2 fingers.
Peace.
So, what have you been up to other than getting your teeth pulled?
I feel like it's like at least once a month for the last like 3 months. I've been getting work done on my mouth, honestly.
Heyo.
You know, just got to get the dentures in. No, I'm kidding. But no, I went in and I got my wisdom teeth at the top removed. So
You gotta get lip fillers next.
no, I'm gonna get some veneers.
Nose job.
Really fix the teeth. You know, what'd you say? Best smile, mouth closed.
Yeah, your senior superlative.
Right.
Best smile with mouth closed.
You see, the next time when you see me, I might have some pearly whites. You know, like my teeth are gonna be all straight and everything. It's not gonna be raggedy.
Look out, ladies. So, you think that there should be a petition started to get Halloween as a national holiday?
I don't. No.
Close the markets on Halloween. Close the schools. Let them have fun. Let them enjoy.
So it's just be a whole entire day of just like celebrating Halloween,
Yeah.
just like nonstop.
I mean, maybe not the schools. I feel like that's like one of the fun days in school.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The schools still do Halloween stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like we did like some stuff. You had like a Halloween party, but like they had just like canceled it where you couldn't wear your like costume to school anymore.
Right.
So I think they should bring that back.
National holiday? I don't think so. I mean, I like how it is at least around here. It's just like a set hours, like from like 6 to like 8 o'clock, and it's just like boom, it's done. I mean, granted, I like getting in the Halloween spirit, but that's throughout like the month of like October already. So
With a name like Big Spooky Wayne, I figured you'd be more on board for the make Halloween a national holiday.
no, I'm very conservative with my Halloween.
But there's so many other dumb holidays.
Like what?
Like Easter is like kind of cool,
Uh-huh.
but like at the same time,
I mean, there's a more religious
Halloween.
aspect towards Easter as opposed to Halloween.
Fine. Then Dia de los Muertes. We'll make that a national holiday.
Yeah. Well, what does that mean?
The Mexican Day of the Dead.
Okay. I mean, tell me more about that because I've always heard of it.
There's an entire Disney movie about it.
I did watch Coco.
You've seen Coco?
Yes, but it almost made me cry, honestly. I think that's one of the Disney movies that I truly appreciate.
Remember Me.
Yeah. It's
That's
a good movie.
one.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. Big
very
plot
sad.
twist, though.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. But back to what we were talking about. Yeah. So how do they celebrate it? It's just like,
Day of the Dead.
yeah.
They put out the sugar skulls and it honors their ancestors.
Okay.
So yeah.
So where are you going at with that? So we celebrate that instead of Halloween? Or we're kind of just like
No,
tied?
just kind of like loophole. Dia de los Muertes,
Okay.
national holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, we do it on October 31st instead of November 1st. Boom, national holiday.
I think we're onto something here, Alex.
Give
I think you
people
should
the
push
day
it.
off,
I think you're just looking for a day off at this point.
especially Halloween.
Yeah, you know, I could understand that. But no, I do think Halloween is like best. I think it's just cool seeing all the decorations throughout the month of like October. And there's like that one day where everybody could just go out between, 6 and 8 or 9 or whatever.
Get
At least,
candy.
Yeah, get candy. At least, yeah, younger folks. And like, I don't know. That's just my tidbit.
I mean, It's also about going to the bars and seeing the ladies in scantily clad Halloween clothing.
Yes. Now, if you had said that like what 9 years ago, like
Yeah.
I'd be so for. But now that I'm just like a lot older, I
Old
don't do
man
that anymore.
Wayne. Well, you shut the light off on your porch at 7:30.
No, no, I'm talking about like going out to like the clubs or like the bars and like partying and stuff. I don't do that anymore, so it's not that big of a deal for me.
Well, you the type of dude to give out one piece of candy per trick or treater?
No,
One per trick or treater in their almond joys.
yes, they're not almond joys. They're either Snickers or what is it? Payday? No, not paydays. Reese's.
Reese's are good. Snickers are pretty mid tier, in my opinion.
Really? You're not a fan of Snickers?
No, there's way better candies. Milky Way, way better candy.
I do not like Milky Way. I think Milky Way is okay.
Three Musketeers,
That's fine.
Twix,
Yeah, I actually really like Twix. I actually put Twix over Snickers.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Snickers is like, for me, at least for me, I know you don't like Payday, but it's Payday, Twix, and Snickers third.
You just like the ones with nuts in them?
Yeah, I'm a nuts guy.
Dude, you're freaking nuts.
Pretty nutty.
So if you don't want Halloween, then what's the best holiday to celebrate?
Thanksgiving, come on. What kind of question is that? Just like all the food that you could eat, time you spent with like your friends and family. Ooh.
Yeah, it's all right.
You really?
Thanksgiving's okay.
Wow.
It's just a gluttonous holiday.
Well, I'm a big dude. I can't ask for anything more.
I'm a big 4th of July kind of guy.
Yeah,
It's because I love America so much.
that's fair.
And I love showing my patriotic freedom
You
style.
are known for that. I mean, every year you have like really nice, just like American T-shirts or like
Patriotic outfits?
Yeah,
Thinking about getting like some American flag pit vipers.
yeah, Dude,
Yeah.
that looks so dope on
Really
you, man.
showing out.
But really, 4th of July, I guess that's fine. You know, I mean, it's the summertime, and you get to like do barbecues. You get to set off fireworks. You know, just have a good time. Go to the lake, enjoy the day. I mean, that's not a bad one.
New Year's seems kind of like a waste. Like I get the point of it, but like it's just another day.
The New Year's,
New year, new me. Not gonna be the same POS you were last year. You might do better for a couple days, but it's all the same crap.
yeah, you know, like the bunch of people that go to the gym for like the first 10 days of like the new year, then they just slowly fall
It's
off.
the worst.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to park. The gym is packed, every machine, and it's the people that will just like go and sit on their phones and look at their phone and just hog up the machines.
I think that really pissed me off like around that time where it's just like, I want to use this machine. I've been waiting for 20 minutes. Like, dude, just like get off so I could just pump this like these 3 sets out and strip the hell
Pump
out of
this
here.
iron right
Right.
now, buddy. Get out of here.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, especially if there's only one. It's like this one is a very important part of my routine.
You're right.
Get off your phone or just go sit like on the bench. They got like chairs and stuff up front. You can go sit there.
No, they don't want to do that. They just want to waste your time and definitely waste theirs because like what's the point of you going to the gym if you're going to be on your phone the whole time?
Yeah. Like I can see like checking it here and there,
Right.
changing your music. But if you're sitting there and you're just scrolling on like social media for 5 minutes between sets, like
Right.
you're not doing anybody a favor.
No. Just sucks.
Do you think men should have to pay on the first date?
Do I think men should have? I mean, yes, of course, because typically men are the ones that normally ask women out, at least traditionally, to go on a date. So, I mean, yeah, if you're asking somebody to go on a date, I think you should be the one to pay, you know?
You don't think that's like an antiquated way of thinking? You don't think like splitting the bill is a good idea on the first date?
No, I don't see anything wrong with the man paying on the first date. Like, for instance, like if the first date goes great and, you know, it's the second or third, and if she wants to pay, then that's fine. Even if you might, you know, ask her out like 2 or 3 times.
What if she picks the place and gets something really expensive?
I think you should do your due diligence in scoping out where you want to go if you can't afford, you know, like the price of your places. So, for instance, typically when I was dating, I did coffee dates because, you know, there's not a large expectation out of really anybody. You know, the only thing you have to really do is like get to know the person and you're not sinking in a ton of money. Like, I've touched on this like a few weeks ago, so I think that's like the best way to go about it.
And that's how you met your son's mother. It's a little Dunkin' Donuts coffee date.
No, for that one it was different. I actually took her out.
Oh,
Yeah, we went on like three. I want to say 2 or 3 dates before, you know, we actually became official.
before it got down to business.
I wouldn't say all that, but just official, yeah.
What was your first date?
I believe we went to this local brewery around us. Yeah, we did that, and I think the second date was we either went to the movie. No, we went out to like this restaurant around town, and then for the third one, we went to go see a movie. I believe, or the second and third one might be mixed.
I feel like a movie date's like not a good first date.
It's not.
You can't like really talk.
I agree. Yeah,
You just kind of sit there like next to him.
it's not. Like I think a movie date would be fine if you start out with a movie date and then you end with like a dinner at the end, or vice versa. So I think that's fine. You kind of have to like couple it with something else, not just like a blanket movie date.
I was listening to you know who Chad Ochocinco is?
Yeah.
Football player. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Hmm.
And he was talking about how he makes them do like a physical date, like for their first date almost.
Okay.
Like an arcade kind of thing to see if they're
Mhm.
like athletic, just because he has a bunch of kids.
All right.
He wants to make sure to be like a good like match.
Yeah.
Like so he can have like athletic babies.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's an interesting way about like going about finding like a partner, just like a physical date or something. I guess if you're a physical person, I'd understand because he's a former football player.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, I would assume he probably wants to date somebody that is, fit. And like you said, he has kids, so I mean that's also a big thing for him.
Yeah. Did you see the NFL voted on being able to play football, their players play football in the 2028 Olympics? And they voted yes.
Mhm.
So the NFL players are going to be playing flag football in the 2028 Olympics.
Really?
I feel like the United States is just going to dominate that like they do basketball in the Olympics.
I think they definitely will. Just why flag football though? Why not just actual contact?
I think because I don't know the full reason why, but I feel like partially just because American football is an American sport.
Right.
So like of course we're going to dominate,
Mhm.
but like give them some sort of chance, make it flag football.
I see. Yeah.
I feel like they're just going to train like rugby teams to play American style football now.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, rugby could get pretty brutal, I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, I could see that, rugby players actually competing with the American football players and it being like pretty tough. But I guess we'll see.
I wonder who they're going to put in as quarterback for the Olympics team.
Who's a good quarterback right now? I don't know any of them.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is like the top quarterback right now.
Yeah, that loss was definitely tough.
I think it'll be like a big ego thing, like who's going to be the quarterback
Mhm.
of the Olympics team.
Yeah, I could see that. Like sort of like who's the like the team captain of like the Olympic team for like basketball.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all NBA players in
Right.
there, and I feel like they've all got enough ego already, but that's more of like where NBA, yeah, you have your point guard, your captain pretty much, but it's more of like a group effort, whereas NFL, like everything really depends on the quarterback in
Right.
most situations. I feel like in the comments, they're going to rip us. These
Yeah.
guys don't know anything about sports.
They don't know anything about sports, but every time I come back here, they're talking about it.
Only 60% sure of what we're talking about. Let's see. But yeah, what do you think is like the best sport to watch?
The best sport to watch.
We'll go on TV and then we'll go live in a live setting.
I haven't been to a lot of like live sporting events. Maybe like a handful. I'd say growing up, I used to watch a lot of soccer. So I used to enjoy watching that. I think that's fun to watch. But as I've gotten older and gotten more into like football, I'm definitely gonna get some hate for that. American football. I think football is fun to watch on TV. I've heard stories about it being like super long, like if you like actually go to a stadium and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just the traffic after is a
right.
nightmare.
So yeah, I'd say football, American football is definitely fun to watch.
Isn't it like if you watch like a 2 or 3 hour football game on TV, there's only really like 36 minutes of actual action?
Or yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've definitely heard that. I don't know how true it is, but hey, like I said, I've never been to an actual
I feel like best
game.
sport live is baseball because
Mhm.
everything's kind of focused on one area. You don't have to watch like an entire field of players.
Right.
Like you'll see like if somebody hits the ball where it goes, if they're making a play, you'll see
Mhm.
where the action is.
Right.
So you can focus more. It's also like you can kind of hang out, you can talk to whoever you're with, you can bullshit with the guy next to you
Mhm.
about sports or baseball. I feel like that's a good one to watch live.
I agree. I think there's at least cultural wise, I think baseball has more of a culture than a lot of the other sports.
True. Why is the response when someone asks, "How are you doing?" You always just say good? What if you're not actually doing good?
I think it comes down to people not wanting to bog other people down with how they're feeling. You know, I think that's just like the typical response, even if you're not.
But sometimes people do. You say, "How you doing?" They go, "Oh, I'm doing terrible, not good." And it's just like, just say good and move on with your day, man. Like, why you got to dump this on me right now?
That's on you if you're asking how the person's doing.
It's just a normal like conversation, not
Mhm.
even conversation. It's just like a normal acknowledgement of another human being.
Right.
How you doing?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm good. How about you? Yeah, I'm good too. Then you just keep it pushing.
But sometimes you never know. You ask like, "How are you doing? How you how you've been?" Sometimes that person might be needing somebody to like talk to. It's always good to like reach out and just like actually listen.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Just
random
in like
strangers.
casually, yeah, like random strangers. I understand. Just like,
You hold the door open for somebody
uh huh,
and they just start dumping on you about how crappy their day is.
yeah, that's always the worst. I feel like you get that pretty often though.
I do and I don't.
Hmm.
It's just I'm just a great guy for people to dump on. Ayo.
Figuratively, not actually.
No, I usually got to pay for the other one.
Right. Do you have any funny stories about you asking somebody how their day was and they kind of just like went on like a spiel about?
Kind of in my line of work,
Mhm.
not so much like, "Hey, how you doing?" Then they dump on it. They just kind of they start to just tell you like how bad their situation is and they look for you to help them.
Right.
It's just like I can't really do much for you. Like I'm sorry that
Mhm.
you just got out of a bad relationship and you're in this point of your life, but like just keep going.
Right.
Don't look to me to be your
Therapist.
savior or your guidance or
Right.
even your therapist.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean,
Do you
yeah.
think therapists go to therapy?
Yeah, there's therapists have therapists.
It's kind of like who delivers the mailman's mail.
Exactly. Another mailman.
Do you think any therapists feel like they're above therapy just because do you think that they're like their own therapist?
No, I think they understand the fact, and let me know if any therapists are in the comments or anything like that. I think they understand the idea that at least they're in the fields, they understand the psyche of people, and
They're self aware
they're
enough.
self-aware, yeah, that you can't do everything on your own. You might need help from somebody.
I feel like you'd have to be like really mentally strong to resist just people just giving you all their trauma all day long.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, having to sit there for what, 8 hours every day, having people just
Yeah,
essentially trauma dump on you.
just constant
Yeah.
appointments.
So I mean, it's tough, but
I'm sure it's rewarding as well if they see people like progress and
mhm,
get into a better state of mind and the mental health
right.
aspect.
No, I think you got to be a certain type of person to want to go into that field, and I think that they understand what comes with the territory. So, I mean, that's what they want to do.
It's
So,
probably like social workers too.
hmm.
Like I'm sure they see some very sad, depressing
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
So shout out to social workers. I hear
yeah,
they don't get paid that great, so pay social workers better.
yeah. They have to deal with a bunch of crazy shit.
Instead of using my tax dollars to put waterfalls into nature. So the other day, me and this guy go hiking, and it's this one spot that we've been to plenty of times, like tons of times. I'm talking Wayne probably about 40, 50 times, myself hundreds. We walk by, there's a waterfall. He goes, "When's that waterfall been here? When they put that in?" or something like that. I'm just like, dude, it's been here forever. It's a waterfall.
You were never going to change my mind. That waterfall was not there the last time we went by there.
So yeah, my tax dollars are going to installing waterfalls into nature.
They're just installing waterfalls to trip me up every time I go hiking.
Yeah. Yeah, this natural man-made thing that's probably been here for hundreds of years. Yeah, they just installed that.
When I said that, I meant maybe something like broke away or like the land formation or something that created a waterfall. That's where I was getting at when I said that.
Do you have a favorite memory from childhood?
Have a favorite memory? Yes, I do have one a couple. I think one of the best times were when my uncle, he would come and get me to go watch a movie, because I didn't really go to movies too often growing up.
Yeah.
So I remember him coming and like picking me up to go see Lilo and Stitch. I think that was a very good, fond memory.
Aw.
Yeah.
I was talking to my sister yesterday. She's never seen Lilo and Stitch.
Really?
I'm just like, are you kidding me?
I mean, when did that come out? Like what? Over 20 years ago? At least,
Probably
right?
about that. I want to say like 2005-ish.
Oh, really? You think that late?
I mean, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I feel like it was like over that. I feel like it was like 2002, 2003 that Lilo and Stitch might have came out.
When did Lilo and Stitch come out? It'll probably tell me the new one.
That's
June 21st, 2002.
Yeah, see? So over, am I right?
It's about 23 years ago.
23, yeah.
Just under.
But yeah, no, that was a fond memory. And yeah, so your sister has never seen it?
She's never seen Lilo and Stitch.
No. Wow.
And it's great soundtrack.
No, it has a very good soundtrack.
Ohana means family.
Mhm.
Family means nobody gets left behind.
Are you going to go see the new one?
Potentially.
Mhm.
I mean, my niece is 4, so it might be fun for her.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great experience. And then you could have that experience that I had with my uncle growing up, where, I got to go see a movie with him.
Maybe we should talk about it on our podcast in another 25 years.
I wonder if podcasts are going to be around 20
It'll just
years.
be AI podcast.
Yeah.
It'll just be, you've seen the podcast clips of like Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan as babies?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so it's just like AI videos, and they just take like their podcast clips, the audio,
Mm-hmm.
and they just use the AI baby videos of them talking.
Not seeing that. I do hate, though, when I'm like, because I'm like super big into learning about like nature and stuff like that. And I hate like watching a video and like getting into it, like I'm a minute in, and I realize that, this is an actual AI voice. It's not like an actual person talking. So it's just like, I don't know if I want to support this, because it's like basically stopping voice actors from actually like doing jobs.
You know how you're not supposed to bring your own snacks in the movie theater?
Right, yeah.
You ever been to a drive-in movie?
No.
That's fair game for just bring whatever you want.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I've never been to a drive-in, so.
Drive-in movies, underrated. It's not like the best screen quality or anything like that, but it's fun. You just get to sit in your own car. You can bring like your own snacks. You can stop by like McDonald's on the way and get that and just hang out and eat that.
Okay.
They also have the concession stand. Sometimes people have like pickup trucks. Then they'll like reverse their pickup truck, and then they'll put like a couch or chairs in the bed of it and like bring blankets. It's fun,
nice
man.
and cozy.
Nice and cozy.
What's your favorite childhood memory coming up?
Favorite childhood memory? It's a tough one. I remember I was a kid and I had gotten like a big kid bike. Not like a big kid bike, but it was like more like a teenager bike, but I was still pretty young. And I was riding it and I fell and I thrashed and I scratched up my arm.
Ooh, that was nasty.
Yeah. Felt like I was on an episode of Scarred. So I remember that happening. My favorite childhood memory. I don't know. We used to go on vacation in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That was good. I remember my first time I rode a roller coaster. It was the Wildcat at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. and I felt like I was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was riding a roller coaster, an adult roller coaster, not like the little tiny ones,
Right.
not like the Catwoman's whip at Six Flags.
How old were you?
It's probably like between 8 and 10,
Okay.
something like that, like tall enough to where I could ride it.
Right. I feel like those are like really fond years. Just
Yeah,
like between then. Yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah, because you're like old enough to like remember things, but you're also old enough to not like really care about what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the crazy stuff
Mhm.
happening in the world.
Yeah.
Have you seen the memes like me during the 2008 housing
Right.
crash and my parents freaking out? And it's just like playing Call of Duty.
I like the ones where it's just like a kid who was like born in like 2008 just in his mom's stomach. Oh my gosh, I should have been buying property.
Yeah, should have bought property back then. Speaking of which, Bitcoin's up like crazy this week.
Yeah.
It's up like 12%. I think it's like hit its peak this week.
Wasn't it up like 100 and something like
It
last
was
time?
at like 109.5 today.
Oh, okay.
Last thing I saw. Not that you're big into crypto.
I am not, but
Neither that I am either. but-
I like hearing about it.
Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of crypto bros getting rich out there right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
My average, like, I remember buying Bitcoin when it was like $4,000.
Mhm.
It's just like, God dang it. If only I had more money just to invest back then.
Right.
But I didn't.
Hmm.
And here I
I
am.
mean, what you gonna do? You know.
Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I mean, hindsight's 2020.
Did you see that Mexican Navy ship
I did see that.
that
yeah.
hit the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah, like what was that? Like, how did that even happen? It's such a freak thing to happen.
Why did it look like a pirate ship, one?
Yeah.
And for two, you're like a naval vessel.
Hmm.
Like, you don't have instruments that'll like keep you from doing that?
I don't know. I feel like that's something that they've done. Apparently, what I've heard is like a ship that they used to train like their like like their Navy recruits. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but if that's the case, I understand why it might have gotten to that accident, considering that they're not veterans. But then again, I could be wrong. I do know that a few sailors were hurt on the.
Yeah. I feel like they don't have like the guys that they're training, just like the main ones in how to drive in that thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was such a freak thing because I saw videos where people were like standing there taking videos or like photos, and you just see like the boat or the ship in the back just like slowly colliding into like the bridge, which I feel like that should have been something you prepared for, not it like colliding, but just like understanding like, hey, how high does this bridge need to be for me to
Yeah.
get this boat under it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get like tides and stuff, and
Right.
the water's not always the same consistent level, but
Mhm.
same time, like they're pretty advanced. Like they should have instruments that tell them, like, "Hey, you're not going to fit under this thing.
Right.
Hey, this is a bad idea."
But it's a beautiful ship slash, I don't know, is it a ship or a boat? Which one's bigger? I guess you could categorize that as a ship.
Yeah, I suppose it's a ship. What's the
Yeah.
difference between a ship and a boat?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't call like a tiny little like speedboat like a ship.
No.
How big do you have to be before you're considered a ship?
Is it how big, or is like depends on what you're carrying? Could it be more than one passengers? It's a
Maybe.
ship?
Maybe the amount of water the boat displaces
Yeah.
or the ship.
I don't know.
Do you have a song that hypes you up?
Yes. Back in my drinking days, it was Slipknot. What was it? Slipknot.
Wait and
Wait
Bleed?
and Bleed, yeah.
What about Break Stuff, Limp Bizkit?
I feel like that was more of just like, I don't know. For me that was more of like a chill song.
At Woodstock 99,
Yes.
Limp Bizkit played,
Mhm.
and they played Break Stuff, and then the audience went freaking crazy,
I did see
and
that.
they literally started breaking stuff.
Uh-huh.
They're like ripping down pieces from the stage and everything.
Didn't they get in like big trouble for that?
I think they tried to like say that he incited like a riot.
Yep.
I don't know if he ever like got any serious repercussions from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Travis Scott's concert that got too crazy and was like
Right.
overpacked, and people ended up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
He never got in any trouble for that.
No, I mean, at that point, it's just like, what Like, who gets blamed for that? It's like the promoters, the people organizing the
The
shows.
venue got blamed
Yeah.
for having understaffing and overcrowding,
Right.
which is crazy. I
Mhm.
mean, not saying it's Travis Scott's fault, but like he was the reason that people showed up to that. I mean, people were getting pulled out on ambulances and stuff. Like I
Mhm.
get you're in the moment and everything, but you got to make sure people are safe and everything.
So you think he could have done a better job?
He probably could have done a better job.
Mhm.
I mean, you're somewhat responsible for all the people that are there.
All right.
So I get you're trying to put on a great show and a great act for everybody. I saw Slipknot one time, and I think their like bass player ended up having like a heart attack
Mhm.
while there, which is crazy. So they like stopped the show for a while and they
Really?
like made sure he was good and everything. And they still came out later and like finished the show.
What year was this?
It's probably like 8 years ago,
Mhm.
I want to say.
Okay.
Like 2015 ish.
No, I was trying to remember if it was his. Was it you said the bassist?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Was it name is Paul Gray? I think if it was him, something like. I think that was his name. I could be wrong. But I know he passed away. I don't know if it was like before that. I think it was like probably before that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's sad.
Slipknot has been through. What was it? They're on their third drummer right now.
Are they?
Yeah,
You know, the drummer for Def Leppard has one arm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me that, and he like plays with his feet.
He's got like some tricked out drum kit.
Yeah.
And he drums with like one arm. And I think he definitely uses his feet. All drummers do.
Well, yeah, but I think
Unless there's a drummer with no feet out there.
I know. Well, obviously they use their feet, but I felt like I heard something. Okay, so the story that I'm thinking about is like my girl went on vacation recently, and somebody saw her wearing that like it was a Def Leppard shirt, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh,
Name 3 songs.
yeah." Essentially, she was like, "No, I just like the shirt." And the guy was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, let me tell you their history, yada yada." And I think that's where the drummer like kind of like plays with his feet more so than his hands because he has one arm.
Next time I see her, should I quiz her on Def Leppard?
Dude, you should do it.
Well, she becomes like a huge Def Leppard fan.
I don't see that. I tried to play a song for her, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't like this."
Even like Pour Some Sugar on Me.
No, she wasn't feeling it. I think I said that before when she got those like shirts. I was like, somebody's gonna call you out and ask you about that, and you better know. And see, she didn't know.
Come here. Let me open Spotify. We're gonna go
Right.
down a deep dive of rock and roll history.
I try to do that with her sometimes, but I don't know. She's more of like an R&B type girl, you know?
Put on some Tory Lanez.
Right?
I'm sick of Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses again.
Come on. Get Led Zeppelin off the speakers. Why does everybody think they need to drive an SUV? I hate that everybody just drives an SUV and sedans are just a thing of the past mostly.
For me, I understand why, but I don't know. I think it's just more spacious, and it's just you could just do more stuff with.
Yeah, their sport utility vehicle.
Yeah.
But I mean, sedans are fun. They're like lower to the ground. You can kind of dip around a little bit more in them.
Mhm.
Like Ford doesn't even make sedans anymore.
No, a lot of companies are like going away from that,
And
which
it's
kind of
just
sucks.
all SUVs.
Yeah.
Well, they still make the Mustang, which isn't even really a sedan.
No, it's not. But no, I just think it's more spacious, and I think I can't even say a lot of people are going towards it because they have families and stuff like that. Because I feel like the birth rate is super down. But I digress. But yeah, I don't know. I just know a lot of companies aren't essentially going the way of the sedan anymore, and more so the SUV. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but
Which half of them are just tall sedans.
yeah,
Like a Honda CRV, tall
Right.
sedan. Nissan Rogue, tall sedan.
Mhm.
But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. What do you think?
I think people just feel like they need a bigger vehicle.
Mhm.
I can see if you want the all-wheel drive and everything, especially if you live in a place the weather isn't always great.
All right,
But people are just driving these big vehicles and they don't really know how to drive them.
that's true. No, I've definitely come across a bunch of people who can't either back into a space if they're driving something super big or get out of space, you know? And it's like super annoying. It's like, why are you in such a big vehicle?
I feel like they should do retesting for driver's tests.
We did talk about this recently.
Yeah, like I don't know, like every 5-10 years, just like a quick yeah, here, just make sure you can still do it.
Do you think you would pass every time?
Oh yeah,
I
we're
don't.
professional.
I don't know if I'd pass every time. I
Why?
mean,
What can't you do?
what's there's some of the signs that still trip me up, like a yield sign. Like I understand you're not supposed to completely stop. However, it's just like sometimes there's a yield sign and then there's so much
If it's a
traffic.
merge and you have the yield sign, you are supposed to
Oh,
stop
okay.
if somebody else is coming.
Right.
But if not, you kind of have. It's almost like not like a yellow light, but it's
Mhm.
pretty close to that.
Okay. See, I'd probably fail,
Yeah.
but I think I do all right as a driver. I don't, I'm pretty good with like signals and not following the car too closely. So there's that.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
What like people
People
following?
just like following way too
Yeah.
closely. People that like to do 60 miles an hour in the left lane and block traffic.
Mhm.
That's really annoying too.
Yeah. But how do you feel? All right, say that you're on the highway, you're on the left lane, and the speed limit is 65. You're going the speed limit, right? And somebody's like on your ass the whole time. Are they? You think
Doing the speed limit in the left lane,
Yeah.
just like Ludacris said, if you do the speed limit, get the F out of my way.
But I feel like people, at least here, just like speed, like they just go too fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Places to be, people to see.
But it's not like you're getting there any faster, maybe 30 seconds, if that. Not even.
Yeah. Kind of unsafe. I was driving home from like a long trip one time and I was like, all right, I got 100 miles left. If I drive for the next 60 minutes at 90 miles an hour, I'm going to cut this time down by 30 minutes. I was like super unsafe, but I was starting to get tired. I was like, I got to get back.
You weren't worried about potentially getting pulled over, like an accident happening?
I mean, where I was, there was like nobody around.
All right.
It was in like the mountains.
Okay.
So like wasn't super busy.
Mhm.
But yeah. Drove home the other night at like 4 a.m. Went to my boy's bachelor party. Was driving home at 4 a.m. I was like, this sucks.
Mhm.
Why did I leave? Should have just stayed.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. Could have been cool, but hey, you wanted to get back to a bed you were comfortable in, so
Yeah. And then I tried ordering McDonald's.
that didn't work out.
No,
So
never delivered it. So now I'd eat hot dogs at 4 in the morning. So that's all I had.
No, those hot dogs went down, didn't they?
I got a Costco hot dog earlier today. Great deal, $1.50, dog and a soda.
Yeah.
And now I'm just burping up Costco hot dog right now.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, it is a little spicy.
You know what I hate, Costco?
What?
They don't take MasterCards,
No,
and that pisses me off.
because they want you to sign up for their Visa card.
Yeah, and
Because MasterCard's more common.
it drives me nuts. Like, I've talked about this, but like, it happened to me again recently. I went there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some groceries for the house, and I go to use my credit card, and it doesn't work. And they were like, oh no, you can't use that. I was like, are you kidding me? So I just like left everything right there. I was so pissed off.
I went to buy some bagels there today.
Mhm.
I just wanted one sleeve of bagels. And the girl like near the checkout was just like, oh, that's a 2-for-1 deal.
All right.
And I was like, I can't buy just one sleeve of bagels.
Mhm.
She was like, well, you can, but you're going to pay full price. I was like, I'd rather just not get 2 sleeves of bagels. I'm not going to eat all these.
All right.
Like, I can't just buy one for half the price of the 2-for-1 deal. It's ridiculous.
It's silly. It's just like all the politics that go into shit like this. It's just ridiculous.
They got a good deal on that $1.50 dog and soda.
Haven't they like kept that the same price for like
Yeah, the
20
CEO
years?
wanted to keep it the same price
Mhm.
just because that's like the values that Costco was built on.
Right.
And he was not changing the price of the hot dog and soda.
I've never had it. I don't think I've had it.
No?
No.
You were too pissed off when you couldn't use your MasterCard, so
Every
you just
time-
left without the hot dog
Every
and
time
soda?
I go into Costco, it's just like too many people there. You either have to go like early in the morning on like a weekday, or just I don't know.
Or just don't go.
Just don't go at that point because it's just like a shit ton of people constantly. And I think that's one place that I enjoy going to, but I dread having to see so many people there.
Yeah.
So
I went down the tuna fish aisle there today.
Mhm.
Nobody in that aisle. That was nice and chill.
They have a whole aisle dedicated to tuna fishes.
It was like tuna fish, like canned salmon,
Uh-huh.
spam, olives, stuff like that.
You're the niche guy that they have that for.
Yeah. Tuna fish is good, man.
It's okay. Let's leave it at that.
What's the difference between a fish, a piano, and glue?
I don't know that.
You can tune a piano, but you can't
And
tune a fish.
Yes, I've heard that one before.
But what about the glue?
Oh.
I knew you'd get stuck on that.
Good dad joke right there. I appreciate that one.
Why couldn't the bike stand up?
Didn't have a bike stand.
It was too tired.
Too tired. Wow. Do you have any more of these?
That's all I got for right now.
Okay. In other news, did you hear about okay, so I was kind of worried for Chris Brown.
Yeah, I saw he got like locked up in the UK or something.
Yeah,
He had a big stadium tour going on.
Yeah, he posted a $6.7 million bail.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for, I mean, it's an assault that he did. Apparently he hit a person with an object.
When?
I think it happened last year or maybe 2023, but I guess it's just getting caught up to him.
They deserve it?
I don't know. But the reason why I was worried was because I got tickets. Well, I didn't get it. My girl got tickets. She wanted to go. And I found out that he was locked up. And I was like, oh, is he going to be out in time for me to go to see him in concert?
Don't tell her that he's out and get her Def Leppard tickets.
No, she knows he's out. She's the one that brought the news to me.
Going to the Chris Breezy show?
Yeah.
You stoked?
Not particularly. No. I mean, it'll be fun. I mean, I don't think I have the best seats. I mean,
Yeah. Still, it's Chris Brown.
I mean, it is. I feel like I've seen him before, but I don't remember. Maybe not. I don't know. Whoever we saw at some point, some hip hop show.
What was that song that he had that was really popular a couple of years ago? Busta Rhymes.
Let's go. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics.
Feel like running. I gotta get away, but I can't. And I
Look at
won't,
me
right?
now.
So I gotta
I'm
win
getting
every
paid.
day. Look at me now.
That was a good one.
You're gonna get so hyped when he does "Look at Me Now."
Dude, what if he brings Busta out? I remember we did see Busta Rhymes in concert. That was cool.
I know I've seen him before. I don't remember seeing Busta Rhymes with you. Remember I saw him on tour with Linkin Park because he's got that song with Linkin Park. Together we made it.
Are you sure? We never went and saw Busta Rhymes together?
I don't remember. I wouldn't go specifically to see Busta Rhymes. Like if he was there.
I feel
would've
like
seen
we
him.
did. I feel like I don't go to a lot of concerts unless it's with you.
Well, it's quite possible we saw Busta Rhymes. I don't remember that situation.
Maybe we're just too out of it.
Yeah. Too out of it. There's a TikTok video with 3 billion views on it.
What's it about?
It's like a snowstorm in like China or Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like showing a building, but 3 billion views.
What's so special about it?
I don't know. It's on an account called 3SEI, like 3SEI. And you just pull it up and it's just 7 billion views.
Is it a singular video? Just one?
There's a couple videos on that account. The other ones have like a couple million, I think.
Right.
But it's nothing like really in particular.
Huh.
To put that into perspective, that's 19.4 million hours or 810,000 days.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of time.
That is.
It's a lot of time being used up on that one video. And it's only like 10 seconds long.
Do you think it was because it might have been like one of TikTok's first videos?
I don't think it was one of the first videos on TikTok, though. For some reason, it just hit 7 billion people's algorithm.
Oh,
People just watched it a ton of times because there's only like 8 billion people in the world.
What the hell are we doing wrong?
Maybe it's like those like tribes in Africa that like recently got like phones and internet with Starlink, just constantly watching that one.
I don't think there's that many of them that it would like rack up to like 7 billion.
I don't know. What if they all watch it?
What was I gonna say? I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, I mean, I would talk to you about video game news, but you don't play video games, so I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
leave
do.
that. What was the last video game you played?
I played Royal Match this morning on my phone.
The hell is that? Royal Match?
It's like
Is that
like
Raid Shadow Legends?
it's like a Candy Crush knockoff.
Not sponsored.
They have there's definitely ads for this one too for Royal Match.
Oh, really?
You ever see like the king and he's got like water coming down? You have to like make the matches to free the king.
Is that like a real game?
It's not exactly like that. No,
Oh,
it's
so-
not even close to that. It's just Candy Crush, but
Oh,
with a
okay.
different theme to it.
Oh, I see. You actually downloaded that? What like convinced you to do it?
I've been playing that game for years.
Oh, really?
I'm at like the top level to the point where I've beaten all the levels.
Uh-huh.
And then you get into like the Royal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So where you just, for like until they come out with new levels, you just play against other players.
Okay.
And whoever gets like the highest level, and it's just repeat levels.
Huh. I learned something new about you today.
Yeah. I've
Wait,
been
so-
addicted to this game for like 6 years.
All this time when I see you like playing that game on your phone, that's what you've been playing?
Yeah, it's the same game.
Oh, wow. I thought,
I've been playing the Pokemon TCB, I think, or whatever it is, or TCG, Pokemon TCG,
okay.
which is just like Pokemon trading card game.
All right.
So like you can rip packs on your phone and open up the Pokemon cards and collect them digitally.
Is there any like gambling that goes into that or no?
No, I don't think so. It's you can pay to win if you want,
Right.
but like I don't. But it's kind of cool. It's really just
Yeah, go ahead.
it's collecting Pokemon cards, like how people are addicted to ripping up packs and
Yeah.
people are scalping Pokemon cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Pokemon Go still a thing or no?
Pokemon Go is.
Right.
I know that this Pokemon TCG is really popular right now.
Mm-hmm. You know, apparently Fortnite is back on Apple devices.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
They took it off?
Yeah, because they got into a whole thing with Epic a few years ago because Epic didn't want to have to pay Apple 30%. Apparently, Apple does that with every like person who like puts their app on there. And
They have to pay 30% of the microtransactions in the game?
No. So for instance, if somebody like buys something
Yeah.
on like
Like the Fortnite shop?
yeah, Apple gets like their cut from it essentially.
Yeah, so Apple takes 30% of the microtransactions
I guess you could
in
say
the
the
game.
microtransactions. I didn't look at it as microtransactions, but yeah. I wouldn't say because it's I guess you could say that. Let's leave it there.
I mean, Apple's one of the biggest platforms in the world, so they can ask whatever they want. And
yeah, they're actually. I mean, it's a big lawsuit that's going on now.
Epic versus Apple.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a thing for the last few years, but yeah, now it's on there. See, Fortnite.
You about to download and play?
I'm not. My cousin told me to download it. I'm not gonna do it though. Yeah.
Can you hook like a controller up to like your phone and play like that?
You can. Yeah.
They have that?
Yeah.
Thought I just had $1 million idea right there.
No,
Apparently not.
those things have been around for a while now.
Not like a little like joystick thing where you can stick it in your phone, but like something that you can connect via Bluetooth and you have like a separate controller for
Yeah,
it.
you could do that.
Didn't know.
Like if you're like your PlayStation 5 controller has Bluetooth, I'm pretty sure you could hook that up to your phone.
I can use my PlayStation controller on my iPhone.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Can anybody else confirm out there?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Pretty sure. So you're like 60% sure?
I would go as far as saying I'm 75% sure.
75%.
Yeah.
So that 25% chance of doubt.
No, but I think you can.
I saw that Kai Cenat, he had a clip where he was buying this kid some toys at Walmart. It's like the parents couldn't afford them or something.
Mhm.
Do you think streamers should continue to do this? Or do you think it's just kind of like a publicity stunt to get more clicks and likes?
I don't know. I think it's up to the streamer and like how they want to like spend their money. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, Kai Cenat's a millionaire. He's not going to lose sleep over $200
Right.
buying some kids some toys at Walmart.
I mean, obviously, I always think of it like this: like if you want to do something good for somebody, it doesn't necessarily have to be recorded, you know. And I think that's the best way to do it. You know, obviously, if you're recording it, you're obviously farming clips.
Yeah, it's like the people that go and feed the homeless,
Right.
but they stick the camera right in their face and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, with the kids, it's at least cool to see like their excitement and their reaction and everything.
It
but with the homeless, you're just kind of exposing these people.
I think it's bad on either way, but it's just like, how much more money am I gonna make off of this? Spending this $200, and sure, the kids, if you do use a kid or a homeless person, sure they get something in the moment, you know, but it's not doesn't add up to them being inside of the video, and then how much money you're gonna make later down the road.
There were these two guys, they were playing a prank. So they went into a Target and then they told like this little kid, like, oh, we're with the Mr. Beast channel. I want you to go pick out a bunch of stuff and we're going to record it and put it on video and we're going to pay for everything. So I guess the kid's like super stoked. He's all excited, goes around, picks out a bunch of stuff. Then these dudes just dip out.
I did hear about that. Now those guys are pieces of shit. That's horrible.
That's messed up.
That's pretty bad.
But kind of has a happy ending because I guess like the community rallied together and got the kid like a Target gift card. I think he bought a Switch or something with his
really
gift
nice.
card.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's messed up.
It is. No, that's a horrible thing to do to a kid. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy it had like a good ending. There's a spider like climbing down in front of you right now.
Oh, a little baby spider.
Yeah.
There's a spider in my bathroom the other morning.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like let him chill. Like, oh, dude, you can hang out with me.
I did that once. I trusted a spider once, and he betrayed my trust.
Came too close to you?
Yeah, like really too close.
You stay in that corner. I'll stay over here.
Like it was in my room on the wall for like days, just like doing its thing. And just like one night I felt it run across my bed and like crawled over me. And I was like, all right, it's game off.
You're out of here, buddy.
Get out of here. Knocked some sense into him.
Yeah, but I felt bad for that spider because like later I went to take a shower and like, just doing my thing and I look back and he's on the freaking shower curtain.
Oh boy.
It's like fending for his life. Like he's a sailor in a storm out off the coast in the ocean.
I think a few spiders are pretty good at just not, like pretty waterproof. I guess that's the best term I could use. Yeah. So they don't really mind it.
See that McDonald's is planning to hire 375,000 more employees this summer? This is like their biggest push in years.
Why though?
They're trying to open like 900 more restaurants by 2027, which is that like a good like direction for the United States to be going in, is having 900 more McDonald's restaurants?
I feel like there's going to be like 2 or 3 McDonald's in every town.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. Where we live, there's already like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's bad.
Too much McDonald's.
It's just like, no, it's just like you're pumping all that gross food into your neighborhoods, and it's just like it's not as affordable as it used to be. It's like super expensive now.
Originally McDonald's, well, not originally, but McDonald's, they're more of a real estate company
Right. Yeah.
than they are like a food business.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah. So McDonald's, they just purchase a bunch of real estate, then they franchise the locations out to places or to like proprietary owners. So they just own like all this land. That's why a lot of like your fast food joints these days, they're just like the most basic, boring looking buildings.
Yeah, it's not like how it used to be, especially like McDonald's. Like you remember they used to have the Playscape?
Yeah, the Playscapes in there. Then the ball pits, which were always gross, but you still went in them.
Not anymore. Everything just looks corporate and bland.
Yeah, so they do that in case the location ever closes.
Right.
That way they can just lease it to somebody else and they can repurpose the building.
Oh, really?
They don't have like a crazy looking, like how Pizza Hut, how their buildings were like hut style.
Right.
Like you ever see like a new business in an old Pizza Hut building? You're like, yeah, that was a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going a lot more generic with how they're building their buildings.
I mean, that's really smart, but it kind of just like loses like,
brand recognition.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's just the most boring thing. Let's see. So out of like the 375,000 employees, they understand that they have like turnover, but they're trying to do like more permanent positions so people can actually make like McDonald's a career these days.
You think that's ever going to be a thing? I mean, it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, you could have a career as like a cashier at a department store. These days, that's not really a viable option. That's for like kids in high school and college that want just like a minimum wage job to help get by.
Right.
These days, you can't feed or even afford like the most basic apartment off of a minimum wage job.
No, a lot of these minimum wage jobs, you can't really afford much.
Although there are some fast food jobs where you can make 6 figures, which is pretty cool.
It's just like a first starting out employee, or
No,
no?
like a general manager of an In-N-Out Burger, they can make up to $160,000 a year.
Well, yeah. How long? But how long do you think that guy has been there?
I mean, yeah, just like anywhere else, you got to work your way up the ranks and everything.
Right. No, I understand that, but like I don't. I just look at it from the this perspective. Like for like a junior designer, like a junior marketer, like gets in and he's doing pretty well, or she's doing pretty well, as opposed to like I mean, I granted they went to school there and they have debt and stuff, but at least they're figuring out like the world and they can
Yeah.
actually afford stuff as opposed to going and working at McDonald's or like somewhere just struggling for like 5-10 years before you make it as a manager.
Yeah, I mean, you work your way up.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying you need to make $160K a year to have like a good living. They can still do that on less.
All right.
Like Raising Cane's, like a manager can make up to $174,000. A Chipotle general manager, $100,000. Taco Bell general manager, $100,000. Like there's actually good money and good careers in fast food if you get far enough up the chain.
But I feel like people who do that, I feel like they might have went to school for that. But I also got to look at like the median for like how much money like people who are in that position are actually making.
Yeah.
So
There is the median.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you can go to like hospitality school for stuff like that. Interesting. I just thought it was cool that you can make that much
No, it
working
is.
in fast food.
Don't get me wrong. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Let's see. What do you want to go out on here?
A big thing. I don't know.
Do you think true crime is a bad form of entertainment?
I personally think I don't want anything to do with it, but the women love it.
They just get super into true crime shows where they just talk about murder and crime, and people just love it. They can't get enough of it.
I think that's why they're like super good at like figuring out if you're like hiding anything, because that's what they do with their free time. Like they're just junior detectives. Like,
Yeah, got all my my snooping
Right.
skills off of true crime podcasts.
I don't know. They just figure a lot of things out, and I think true crimes has something to do with that.
It's just all these like dark, twisted, and depressing things. and
Right.
People love it.
I think how many times have a true crime like TV show ruined a relationship because it taught the spouse how to investigate the other one.
Maybe it's just a stay in your own lane kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's kind of like thrilling and chilling and it gets you going, but maybe it's not such a good form of entertainment. We shouldn't glorify these serial killers and these criminals and everything.
No. I mean, it's just, I don't know. People just like to sensationalize like some of these people that have done like the most wicked things ever.
Yeah, it's like how Charles Manson, like women were writing to him while he's in jail and they're in love with him.
Yeah, no, it's a weird fascination that media has with, people like that.
Charles Manson, he's getting letters and women fawning over him while he's sitting behind bars. Meanwhile, you can't even get a text back. Stay strong out there.
Stay strong, Kings.
You'll be all right.
All right.
And that's episode 30.
Episode 30. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
And if we get 10 likes on this video, Wayne's going to paint that Vincent van Gogh mural that's on his shirt on his chest for the next one.
I'll do it. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. All right.
See ya.